guys, my name is George Wilkinson and I'd like to welcome you back to the channel. This is the Global Scholar YouTube channel. If you're new on this channel, I share useful information for anyone planning to study abroad. And for all my returning subscribers, I say hello and thank you for coming back. It's been a while since I dropped a video, but I'm back again. I took a little break, just to take care of myself, but I'm back with more videos, more content, more useful information for you guys out there. In today's video, I will be talking about studying abroad with your family. And so if you're ready, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into today's video. Now, among the many inquiries and the questions that I get on this channel are, inquiries concerning migrating or traveling along with your family to study in the UK. Today, I want to focus on that. I want to, put it all on the table, bear it all out to you guys, just so that you can make an informed decision and know what it is that you're about if you decide to travel to the UK to study with your family. Now, what I would like to do is that I would like to start from the very top. So right from when you make the decision that you want to go to or come to the UK or study abroad with your family, some of the things to consider. I want to begin with that. Now, one of the very first things you need to consider, which I think is critical or the most important, is the financial implications. Studying abroad itself can be expensive or is expensive, and so bringing along the family adds a bit more weight to the pressure already. Expensive in the sense that, first of all, when you begin your application for your visa for you and your family, aside you as the applicant, the lead applicant yourself, you will also need to provide proof of funds for your dependents as well. Now, by dependents, I mean a spouse and children, because these are the only two categories of people that you can travel along with. You cannot add on a parent or a sibling. Now, when it comes to the proof of funds for each dependent that you will be adding onto your application, if you are studying or you will be studying in London, you will need to have a minimum of £845 per month, or the equivalent of £845 per month for 9 months minimum in your bank account. However, if you will be studying outside of London, then that translates to £860 per month for a total minimum of 9 months in your bank account. So let's just run a very simple, quick calculation. If you intend to travel to the UK with your family, maybe you have a spouse and 2 kids outside of London, it means that for every dependent, for each of them, you would need to have a minimum of the equivalent of £680 multiplied by 3 and then multiplied by 9. So you will need to have, I'll put the total on the screen there somewhere. I cannot give you the math straight away. So you will need to have this total amount in your bank account or as proof of funds to cover them. Now, bear in mind that this is in addition to the proof of funds that you need to provide for yourself. And so in total, you need proof of funds covering yourself and for your dependents as well. Now, also bear in mind that with your visa application, you will need to conduct a TB test, and your dependents as well also need to take this TB test. And also you will need to pay health surcharge for each of your dependents. Now, at the time of filming this video, the health surcharge is around £470. So each of your dependents will need to pay, or you will have to pay this amount, this £470 for each of your dependents. And then when it's time to travel, you will also need to, obviously buy a plane ticket for you and then your dependents. Now, guys, the purpose of this video is not to dissuade anybody from coming to the UK with their families. I'm just putting on the table the realities or the exact processes that you need to go through or what you need to provide before you come. Just so that if you are taking that route, you will prepare yourself adequately enough. Now, that in summary is what you need to have at the back of your mind when preparing financially before you arrive in the UK. I will talk about some financial aspects later on, but this is pre-arrival in the UK. Another thing you need to consider before you arrive in the UK or when you do arrive in the UK is accommodation. Because you will be coming over with your spouse and your kids, obviously you cannot stay in the usual student accommodation, which is like a 1-bedroom. You will need to arrange a separate accommodation for you and then your dependents. So ideally, with a family of 4, that is a husband and wife and 2 kids, 2-bedroom will be ideal, or a family of 3, a 2-bedroom will be ideal. If you have a larger family, then obviously you should be looking at a 3-bedroom or possibly a 4-bedroom. Now, these accommodation arrangements also come with, their various prices. Here in Aberdeen, a usual 2-bedroom goes from anywhere between £500 all the way to £700. And a 3-bedroom can range between 700 and upwards. Now, if you want to know more about securing accommodation, I have made a separate video about it. I'll link it in the description box below. I don't want to go through the entire process to make this video any longer. But essentially, if you want to arrange accommodation before you get here in the UK, it's in the video. I've talked about it. Just watch that video and it will help you. So if you need a 2-bedroom, if you will be needing a 3-bedroom, that is what you should be looking at. If you have a family, you have dependents, ideally a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom would fit you. So you should be looking at our options. For most people, because they don't know somebody here before they arrive, what I advise is that once you find the accommodation that you are looking for, and I provide websites that you can go on there and look for the accommodation options. But what you need to do is that you need to inform the landlord or the letting agent that you are outside of the UK, you are not yet in the UK, just so that they can help you out, make the arrangements much smoother. Still on the subject of accommodation, one thing that you also need to bear in mind is council tax. If you are staying alone as a student, you are totally exempt. You don't need to pay any council tax. But once you have dependents or other individuals who are not students staying together with you, you will be eligible for a discount. Then you will have to pay some amount of council tax. Okay, so now you and your family are in the UK. Let's talk about jobs. So you as a principal applicant or the student, you are eligible to work a maximum of 20 hours per week. Your spouse, however, is eligible to work any number of hours that they desire. But the tricky part is that you will need to provide care for your children if you have kids. So obviously, if you brought your kids along, you will need to oversee or provide care for them. The thing here in the UK is that seeking external care can be very expensive. Paying someone to come and look after your children can be very, very expensive, unlike, back in our African setting where a cousin, a grandmother, an auntie can lend a hand to help you look after your kids. The living here is very different. The structures here are very different. And so most individuals, take care of their kids themselves, especially if you're international students with your spouse and your kids, you will need to provide care for your kids yourself. If your kids are at school going age, then they can enroll in the closest school, primary school next to you, and they can go to school for free. But you also have to bear in mind their closing times and be sure to be able to pick them up once they close from school. And so if your spouse will be taking up employment, they have to take up a job that is flexible enough to be able to take care of the kids, or for them to be able to pick up the kids after school, take them to school in the morning, and to be able to pick them up after school. So this is the part that it gets a bit tricky, how to manage your time, both you and your spouse, and how to take care of the kids. But what I say is that it boils down to your planning, how you are able to plan your time. There are a lot of individuals here, a lot of people that I know here in Aberdeen who came here with their families, and they are managing, they are living here, and it's working for them. So it's not impossible, but what is important is for you to be able to plan well, just so that all this is able to work out for you, because the law is also very particular about protection of children and how you are able to care for your children, and so you need to get this right. So still on the matter of jobs, your spouse can, it's unrestricted in terms of what jobs they can take on. What I personally would advise any couple who have dependents, who have kids, the spouse can really look into applying for remote jobs or stay-at-home jobs. These days, there are so many of them. I had a couple of friends who work remotely. I even worked remotely. I've been working remotely since I graduated from school. And so it's important to look at these options just so that you can have time, to take care of the kids. Not to say that moving from the home to a job elsewhere is bad, but you need, just like I'm saying, you need to manage your time efficiently to be able to take care of the kids. Now, there is another strategy that other individuals also take, and the strategy is for the lead applicant or the student, the person who is going to study, to take the lead and for their spouse and their dependents to join them later. But what you need to bear in mind when you are taking this route is that you need your spouse and your dependents need to apply to join you before your student visa runs out or before you complete your studies. Once your studies is completed, your spouse and your dependents cannot join you on your current visa. So what happens is that when your spouse and your kids are able to join you, or maybe they can join you at the tail end of your student visa, then once your student visa runs out, they are also eligible to be added onto your graduate visa when you do apply for your graduate visa or any other visa that you want to migrate onto. Now, another question that I also get a lot is, what about kids that are born in the UK? Unfortunately, if your child or you have kids in the UK, they do not have automatic rights to citizenship. That is, they are not automatically British citizens. They will have citizenship status only if one of the parents has British citizenship or if either of the parents have a settled status. Now, in ending this video, advice to anybody who is taking this route is to prepare and to plan properly, just so that you won't find yourself in a very difficult situation. Was this video helpful to you? Smash the like button. If you have any comments, if you still have any questions, please pop it in the comment section below and I will answer your questions right away. If there are any specific topics in this area that you want me to expand on and make a video about, let me know in the comment section below and I will get down to it right away. If you haven't subscribed, hey, subscribe and become part of this community. We are nearing a major milestone. We'll be sharing the updates on this channel very soon. My name is George Wilkinson. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace. Bye-bye.